If that happened to a sane person, they would never ever get back on that app again. If all that happened that lady said happened to her, if that happened to somebody who is healthy, healed, or whole, they'll never get back on that app again. They will go out into the real world. The lady is not unattractive. It's not like she can't go to the coffee store, go to the coffee shop and sit and get a cup of coffee and sit down with her laptop and work on her business and not have men approaching her. She could meet men in real life. She could join organizations and whatever and meet men in real life. She online for the thrill of it. She online. That's how she eat every day. She online to get took care of. And that's why she talking about she liked them because it looked like he lived life and that looked like it'll be fun. You could tell she's searching for a thrill and she looking for that come up, and she quoted that movie talking about, you want the whole package. And look, wanting the whole package, look what it cost her, $250,000. And that could have been a lie. It could have been more than that. She could have been embarrassed to say it. So listen, sister, you see this right here, you need to get off Tinder, you need to get some help. You need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy. And when you're doing therapy, you need to do some relationship coaching. You got to love yourself. You could walk down a busy street in London and meet your husband. Point blank period. Ain't no need to be on no Tinder. And so now listen. The man take and he getting these women money. So the first thing is when a man introduce you to danger, that's a red flag. Because men know that women are nurturers. Men know women are nurturers. Men know women are caretakers. Men know women lead with their heart. They live through their heart and not through their head. That women could be more emotional than logical. Men know that. So when he introduced danger, he introduced that danger to pull on that heartstring of a woman. So whenever you deal with a man and he go to talking about he's in a shootout like I did that time, he talk about he a thug, he talking about he a killer, he talking about he this and that, it's to melt your heart so that you baby him and you nurture him and so that you kiss his feet. That's what he trying to do, because he knows that women love a tough man. Women love a dangerous man. And when I say this, I'm saying on average, not every woman. This is the average, this the rule, this the norm. That women love a thrill. Women love this man who make them come alive. Like that's why when people get in the bedroom, that's why they get to doing all this stuff with these whips and these handcuffs and all of that, because it's the thrill that they want. And so a woman like that who done had over 1,000 connections on Tinder and still ain't married, she like a thrill. She get bored with them men. I'm pretty sure she done met many men who could have been her husband, albeit socially awkward or whatever he was, but she want her thrill. She want the highest of the high. She telling herself, I'm on here on this online shopping for men. I'm not finna settle for a man who not a billionaire. She want a billionaire, or at least worth 100 million. And what she don't realize, she never gonna find that on there. She never gonna find that, because a man who got that and got that legitimately, he do not need that. He will get an arranged marriage through his family connections before he get on a Tinder. But that's what she waiting on. So here go this man. This man, he understand women. He low to the ground. He understand women. The second lady who become his friend, she said he was too short for her taste. But she said he dressed really nice and he presented himself really well and he had great conversations and he liked to listen. She said he liked to listen. What I told y'all in my other video on Let Him Earn Your Love. She said he liked to listen. That's what men do when they really, that's why I tell women, listen. Ask the man questions and listen. Interview him like you Oprah. Let him talk. Because when a man just listen, he A good man will do that, but a scammer gonna do it too. That's why you got to know the tree by the fruit that it bears. Because the scammer gonna do it too, because he looking for that end. He looking for that hole. He listening to learn about your lifestyle and how you live and what kind of money you got, what kind of connections you got, what kind of access you got. And so he learned about this lady, and then he introduced this danger. So now it's like this right here. This another red flag. Never, ever, ever, ever lend money to a man. Never lend money to a man. Never lend money to a man ever in your life. Because the man has to have another resource. This man, and especially this lady, she wasn't thinking at all. Because it's like, okay, why can't this son of a billionaire call his daddy and use his daddy card? His daddy, if his dad a billionaire, that means he could use his daddy assistant card. Like, how in the world you as a woman think a billionaire son need you? And he just met you a month ago. And then he desperate. So that let me know how desperate she was, that she didn't see a single red flag. She did not recognize a single red. Her friends telling her, this don't sound right. This sound dangerous. Be careful, girl. You could get kidnapped. This could happen. This could happen. She blew everything to the wind and just went out there because she on the same psychosis level as he is, but just doing it differently. I'm trying to tell you. See, y'all ain't picked that up. See, I look at stuff differently. That's why y'all don't want me to review these shows. A lot of y'all missed that. Now you like, child, you crazy. But listen, that one running her own scam. That gonna come out later though. What kind of, these men finna come out? Yeah, and she had me paying rent. And she had me doing this. Cause out of all them men, you don't think she done had her, out of 1,000+ men, you don't think she done had meet us with some little uglies that she got that rent paid out of? Come on now. Cause she gonna want her some get back. After getting used by the men that she like, she gonna want her some get back. And use some men that she don't like, but they like her. And she know they taking her to that $500 a plate restaurant trying to impress her. And then after she done had her stomach full and she done ate that 10 times with him, then he going to start a podcast. In the anger in his heart, because he done paid for all them $500 plates. And now she done moved on to Simon Leviev. So now she moved on to Simon. What about the man she was just the men she was talking to before she met Simon? They over there crying, they blowing her phone up, they texting her like crazy, they going off and waiting on her to respond. Come on now. The socially awkward men that's on Tinder, that done connected with her. The men that's, attachment styles is not for meeting people in person, that's on Tinder. All them type of men that she done met. So now, here goes Simon. And see, this is the lesson. When you out there playing the game, you're going to meet your match. And what happened with Simon? Simon met his match. That last lady from Prague, was she in Prague or Amsterdam? It was crazy because all the places they went when we did our 6-week tour of Europe. So I felt special. I'm like, man, a black man was over there at all the event, the fountain, and all in Amsterdam where she was standing with the water behind her. We went there, was on the boat in Amsterdam and in Italy, all through Rome and all of that, where the friend who friend zoned Simon went over there. And then the friend, she got pulled in because they probably wasn't sleeping together on the regular, if they had even slept together. She don't tell all her business, so we don't know. But she got pulled in. So now the girlfriend gets pulled in. She in over 250K. And this is what I'm going to tell you. Don't ever, ever, ever lend money to a man. Never lend money to a man. And the reason being is because as a man, me personally, if I need to borrow some money, I'm going to go to my homeboy who got a lot of money. If I ain't got it, like today, one of my homeboys hit me. He on hard times. He coming to me. He got a mama who work a job. He could go to his mama. He coming to me. He got a sister. He got a brother. He got a mama. All of them living. He asking me. So that may mean he has already tapped them out. He could have already tapped them out. He got aunties that he grew up with. He really close. His auntie bought like his mama. But he asking me. So he coming to his homeboy. He could go to Scott. Like, you know, it's, as a man, it's a million ways to get it. A woman should never have to lend a man money. Never have to lend a man money unless it's money that you could flush down the toilet. These women was taking out loans. They were taking out loans. This man created a fake pay stub for this woman, for her to send over to American Express. Not because of this. Do you know how many scam artists now is about to make fake pay stubs and with a 700 credit score that they got and about to get that limit up on Amex? They had Simon had me. I'm like, I'm in the wrong business. I need to get on this Tinder. I say, well, can I get a pay stub and call Amex real quick? Because they be declining my card. I get the ready to swipe my Amex. I got the Amex they got. I got the other Amex they got. I go to swipe the card. Ring. Yeah, your card declined. Hold on. What? I'm like, I'm finna call Amex now. I'm saying, okay, now listen. Y'all have let the Tinder Swindler increase the limit. Cause you had the lady on there with the accent from London. So now you hear you talking to a black man. Now my pay stubs ain't good enough for you. Okay, class action lawsuit. Class action lawsuit. Everybody with an Amex, call in the other day and find out your limit like Simon told her to do. And ask them what your limit is if you got one of these unlimited cards. That they just, you don't know what the limit is, so you go to swipe and get declined. On $8, they'll decline you. Amex, y'all got to do better. Y'all letting Simon out here live. And then you letting the honest, hardworking people at CVS get declined over $8. Come on now, Amex, y'all got to do better. I'm finna give Amex a call when I finish this video. So listen to me. Listen to me. Never lend a man money. What you do is, if a man asks you for money, you say, hey, I don't have it, but here's a link to Scott or to the payday loan, whatever company you have. Here's a link to the quick loans. Here's a link to the minute loans. Oh, I ain't got the credit for that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's how you got, I am so sorry to hear that. What about your mom? I don't want to ask her. That's my mom. I got to help her. What about your best friend? No, I don't want to bother him. That's my best friend. I don't want to cross that line. I try to let my friends be my friends. Oh, okay. So your friends, you don't cross the line of asking for money, but you ask your girlfriend for money. Oh, yeah, we together. We're going to be married. We're going to be one. Oh, okay. Yeah, but, well, yeah, so I was kind of thinking when we are one that we can have that discussion. Let's go to the courthouse tomorrow. That's what Simon would have did. Hey, so guess what? The third lady, now what the third lady did, I do not condone. Because she better be glad that Simon really ain't about that life. But we don't know yet, though. We do not know yet. Whoever produced the Tinder Swindler, if you see this video, whoever produced the Tinder Swindler, y'all need to check in 5 years from now, 3 years from now. Y'all need to do a little tweet update how these women shoot a video each year, just to put on your Twitter if y'all got a Twitter, because these women could come up missing. Because if Simon bought their life and he watched this here and he see what they did and how they did it, these women could come up missing. That's what my heart goes out to them. And so in the last lady, she said he doesn't know. She was like, well, he knows now. Hi, Simon. And she kikiing, but listen, you can't play with a man like that. As nasty as he do you, you have to, it's a couple lessons here. For one, you got to take the high road and you got to get the lesson. Because two, when you go to wallowing in the mud with a pig, you're going to get dirty. You're going to get warts. And two, you're going to become a pig. And so what you have to realize is if a man will do what he do, you don't know the extent of his crazy. Now, they could have been in the club and that bodyguard got beat up like that because Simon running his mouth or grabbed a man booty. But I honestly believe that bodyguard let Simon do that to him. And then they called the ambulance. I know it's called ambulance. We call it ambulance where I'm from. They called the ambulance to get in there and take those pictures. And I mean, the bodyguard looked like he in acting class in the picture. He like, it's like, this man, it's like, how can you look at that picture and not tell he acting? Ain't nobody gonna be making no face. It's like, man, you 400 pounds and got that little old cut on your forehead. It's like that little old cut. It's like, if I had that injuries that man got, I wouldn't even be making a face. Any man who'd have ever been cut, ever been injured, no, them injuries that man had do not even hurt. That barely hurt. He up there. I'm saying, what in the world? Why could be no woman? Oh, wow, that looks sad. Oh, I need your help. Why can't I get a credit card? Unfortunately not. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to do that. Like, what? Lady, but see, this is the thing. That's what your desperation gets you. That's why I told you desperation is a weak emotion and it produced weak results. So even the friend, although they was friends, Simon done played on her heart and introduced her to a new girlfriend because she friend zoned him. Simon, he got a little man complex. It's men who his height that don't have a little man complex. Simon got a little man complex. It looked like he could be between 5'4", 5'6". And so, I don't think he's shorter than that. Probably around 5'4" at the shortest. But he looked at 5'6" to me in the picture, but you just can't tell. And so he got a little man complex. I know guys who 5'6", they don't have a little man complex because for one, that's not little. But women have this thing, oh, you got to be 6 foot. So it's a 5'3" woman that'll call a 5'6" man little. They just, for some reason, I don't know, ladies, why y'all do that, but it's ridiculous. Y'all need to stop because you turn into Simon. You turn these men into Simon because you're giving them the little man complex comes from women. It comes from women. And so, because women like taller men, so it make a man feel insecure when he under the height requirement that 90% of women have. And so he just go crazy. Now Simon, he crazy on a whole nother level. And I know y'all just, with y'all favorite word, he every kind of narcissist in the book, ain't he? I said, boy, I know y'all, those of y'all who love that word narcissist, I know y'all, I mean, I know you felt like you hit the lottery. That was every depiction you ever read about that thing, ain't it? I already know it. I say, okay, here we go with this word. It's finna be, he's something on a whole nother level. And so this is what I try to tell y'all. If y'all call that man a narcissist, I don't know if he's narcissist. I'm not a doctor. That is a clinical term. It really got to be diagnosed by a doctor. If y'all call that man a narcissist, and yes, it's levels to it and all of that. That's why I try to tell y'all, stop calling your ex-boyfriend who cheated on you and said some mean stuff to you a narcissist if y'all gonna call Simon a narcissist. Because when you say that word, although it's levels and different types, your mind is gonna associate that word and lump everybody in. So that's why I tell you, gotta be careful with labels, because you'll end up passing up on somebody or getting hurt by somebody just focusing on labels. Because you'll say, oh, this man isn't a narcissist, but that man could be doing the worst stuff in the world to you, but you're not processing it because of the labels that you think you understand fully. So you got to be careful with labels, and you just have to look at the man. Don't get caught up trying to label him. That's the mind wanting closure. That's the mind wanting closure and wanting a complete understanding, and we're not going to have a complete understanding about everything. So you have to look at the person's actions and let their actions be their actions, and let the doctors worry about the labels. But you worry about, what is this action? Do I want this action in my life? If the answer is no, let me go. Whatever he is called, if he's bipolar, if he's schizophrenic, if he narcissist, if he manic depressed, whatever he is called, let the doctor worry about that. And you focus on the actions that he showed you, and if you want those actions in your life or not. Point blank period. Don't worry about trying to give your mind closure by becoming a Google detective to find a label to put on him so that you can move on. You could heal and move on without having to put a full label on the situation. And so this is the thing. What I'm trying to tell you now, this is not every man, nowhere near it. This can be every man. A lot of men could do this if they get the taste of it. But most men never get the taste of it. But I could see a lot of men becoming Simon. And see, this is the thing. Simon did this thing to the millions. He did it to the millions. So what you have to realize, there is about to be, because of this Tinder swindler, there's about to be 1 million plus men. Well, that's just in America. But around the world, because they weren't even in America. Around the world, it's finna be tens of millions of men who get on Tinder. So this documentary actually finna make Tinder some money if they charge. I don't know if they charge for the service or if it's free. But if it's finna be tens of millions of men finna get on Twitter. Because this is the thing. You don't have to get $250,000 from one woman. Simon just crazy. He want to be on private jets and all that. That's ridiculous. Like, for a private jet, it do cost a lot of money. Like, if I want to fly 1 hour on a jet the size that he was flying, that 1 hour will be a minimum of $25,000, but really around, it could be $50,000 on the size of jet that he was on. And he had all kind of food and everything on there. This man was spending a minimum of $25K, but he had a good relationship with his jet broker, so they probably was giving him better rates. So he's spending every single flight $10K to $100,000 every single flight, even going 1 hour. And so that's how much money this man was dealing with. And so, but imagine a man, a everyday man, getting on Tinder and getting 1K off of you. I coached a lady who, within 2 weeks, a man asked her, she met him online. He asked her, could she help him get the furniture for his place? And she gave him $6,000 or $7,000. The man looked at, like more like a model, and she looked at not like a model. So she felt, what's the word? She was flattered that he would like her. And she wanted to show that she is a high value woman. So she wanted to show her value of a wife by being able to give him this money. The man ran off on the plug. Stopped talking to her, got his whole place furnished to go be with another woman. And so listen, I'm finna do my own documentary So if you got you an online dating story where you played the fool and you loaned the man money that you met online, email in to support@tonygasson.com and let's set up some, let's do a Zoom and you tell your story, and then I'll put your story up here. You ain't got to have your camera on if you don't want to have it on, but if you want to help other people like these ladies did, then we'll do the Zoom regular. We have our own Tinder Swindler from whatever site, because I never really hear about the Tinder. I be hearing about Bumble. So that's why I call it Dumble, because y'all operating from a spirit of dumb to get on there. That's why I call it Dumble. So you got to get out of that spirit of dumb, and you got to get out of that spirit of desperation. And so listen, here's a few things. For one, stop online dating. Stop online dating. 2, if you go online dating, do not do it desperately. 3, never lend a man money. Never lend a man money. Never lend a man money. If it's your husband, you're not lending him money, y'all won. But never marry a man inside of 12 months. Because a scam artist will marry you inside of 12 months to get access to your inheritance, to your savings, to whatever. And he will keep you on that marriage paper, and he will spend all your money, and he will run off on the plug. Never marry a man inside of 12 months. Never loan a man money. I already said this is the inside of 12 months one. Okay. And when a man in danger, tell him to call the police. And the man in danger, tell him stop trying to be the rescue to the man. He in danger, tell him to call the police. And then you got to realize, so this lady, so he got enemies and all of this. The diamond industry is legal. You allowed to sell diamonds. So he got a website, he got all of that. What kind of enemies he got? So it's like, ladies, listen, use common sense. Stop thinking with your VJ. Stop thinking with your ovaries. Stop thinking with your fourth finger, and use common sense. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. And know that. So if you go online date, you got to be extra precautious. And I think I got a video of how to online date, or online dating rules, I think is what it's called. So search online dating Tony Gaskins and it should come up. Get you some rules in place if you're going to do it. If you're going to do it, get some rules in place. I do not condone it. I think it would be smarter to go to a downtown area and walk up and down the street on all day to meet your husband. I think it would be better to go sit in the cafe of the gym, to go to Barnes & Noble and sit in the cafe, sit in the Starbucks that's in Barnes & Noble. That's the bookstore if you're in another country. To just get out the house and position yourself. Because men like Simon, he don't have the natural confidence to approach a woman in person. And that's what women say, oh, these same kind of men gonna approach. No, they don't. They don't. That's not that. It take a different type of confidence to approach a woman in person. But when you meet a woman online, it's already telling you, to the man, as a man, it's already saying to us, this woman has a level of desperation. Some women try to convince themselves and say, oh, I got online just for this and that. But I definitely was not desperate. You was desperate. You just not calling it desperate. You was desperate. That's a desperate measure. Because if you could walk outside and meet a man, why wouldn't you do that? Where you could see his teeth. You could see that you talking to a man and not to a woman with a ding-a-ling. You could see that you talking to a man. You could see it. You could smell his breath. You could look at his cheeks. You could look at his eyes. You could look at his shoes. You could look at his watch. You could feel his energy. You could hear his voice. If you could go sit down at this coffee shop and meet a man, then why wouldn't you do that? You get online because you're not meeting anybody in person. And you're not meeting anybody in person is either because you're not ready to meet somebody in person, or because of the city you live in, or just because of the situation with the mask. That's it. If you get ready to meet somebody, meaning you done worked on you and you look approachable, you look attractive, you taking care of yourself, you presenting yourself well, you dressing well, you walking well, you carrying yourself well. And when I say walking well, I don't mean you could be in a wheelchair. You could be in a wheelchair, but you pleasant, you dress nice, you presenting well, you will attract the man when you are ready to attract the man. Not when you ready, meaning when you are prepared. Not when you want it, but when you are truly ready. You will attract that man. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. I can talk on and on and on. We might do a live and talk about this here. God bless y'all. We'll talk soon.